Math 1. This video is on standard 1.m, which is completely simplifying algebraic expressions. So before we get into completely simplifying, the first thing we're going to review is the distributive property. And if I'm given something such as A times a quantity B plus C, in order to simplify this, I would distribute the A to everything inside the parentheses to get A times B would be AB. Then A times C would be plus AC. Remember, if you multiply and you get a positive, you're going to add that term. If you multiply and get a negative, you're going to subtract that term. So if I gave you an example like this, 4 times x plus 3, I'm going to distribute the 4 to the x and the 3. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 3 is positive 12, so we add it. But if I gave you something like 8 times 2x minus 3, right? When I go to distribute the 8 times 2x is 16x, but 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. Therefore, I would subtract the 24. So basically, when we go to completely simplify expressions, the first thing we're going to do is distribute. And anytime we distribute, our goal is to get rid of any parentheses. Once we distribute, then we go ahead and we combine like terms. So in example 1 here, right, I look and I say, do I have any parentheses to get rid of? And the answer is yes. I have to distribute here. So I'm going to bring down my 3a. I'm going to bring down my plus 7, but I'm going to distribute this 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times a is 2a. And now I can go ahead and combine like terms. 3a plus 2a will give me 5a. And then 7 plus 6 would be plus 13. And I am done. Okay. In example 2, notice, what do I have to distribute here? I have to distribute 7 times 2m. Right, that's going to give me 14m. 7 times negative 7, when I multiply this out, right, 7 times negative 7, I get negative 49, so I'm going to subtract that. And then I'm going to bring down my minus 4. So right away here, 14m comes down. When I combine negative 49 and minus 4, I'm going to get minus 53. Okay. So in example 3, I look, do I have any parentheses I have to get rid of by distributing? And the answer is yes, right here. So I'm going to stop, and I'm going to bring down my first term, 7x to the third, minus 8x squared. Then I'm going to distribute this 3. 3 times 5x to the third will give me plus 15x to the third. 3 times negative x squared is going to give me minus 3x squared. So I'm going to subtract it. Then I bring down my plus 2. Now I'm ready to combine like terms. 7x to the third plus 15x to the third. 8x to the second minus 3x to the second. And then I have my plus 2. So, guys, if you're having trouble with the adding, subtracting, and all that, use your calculator. I know over here I'm going to do 7x to the third plus 15x to the third. So I go to my calculator. 7 plus 15 gives me 22x to the third. Then the next one, right, is going to be, I have a negative 8x squared minus 3x squared. So I go to my calculator. Negative 8 minus 3 will give me negative 11. So I know that's negative 11x squared. Since it's negative, I'm going to come here and subtract it. And then I'm going to bring down my plus 2 because I have nothing to combine it with. Okay? So when we look at the next example, right? I look, do I have any parentheses to get rid of using distribution? Right? I have to distribute there, and I have to distribute here. So right away, I bring down my 5m. I'm going to distribute my minus sign. A negative and a positive make that minus 4m squared. A negative and a positive make that a minus 6m. A negative and a negative makes that a plus 2. Then I'm going to go ahead and distribute this 3. 3 times 5m gives me plus 15m. 3 times 3 would give me plus 9. When I go ahead and identify what I need to combine, I only have one m squared term. But then I have to do 5m minus 6m plus 15m. And then I have 2 plus 9. So right away I know that's negative 4m squared. So negative 4m squared. Then on the side I'm going to do 5m minus 6m plus 15m. If you're bad at adding, right, just go to your calculator. 5 minus 6 plus 15, that gives you 14. So I know all of this adds up to 14m. Since it's positive, I add it. And then 2 plus 9 is 11. Okay? So don't be scared to use the calculator to multiply the coefficients and to add or subtract the coefficients. Number 5. Okay? First I look, do I have any parentheses to get rid of? I have to distribute here, and I have to distribute here. So 4 times 3x squared gives me 12x squared. 4 times negative 5x, so 4 times negative 5, right, gives you negative 20. So minus 20x. 4 times 8 is 32. 6 times 2x is 12x. 6 times negative 5 is minus 30. So now I bring down the 12x squared. 12x squared, then negative 20x plus 12x will give me, remember, negative 20 plus 12 gives me negative 8. Since it's negative 8, it's going to be minus 8x. And then 32 minus 30 would be plus 2. And I am done. Number 6 is a tricky problem, and a lot of students will make mistakes on this. Remember, you cannot do any operation outside the parentheses until you get rid of the parentheses. So a common mistake is everybody will do negative 8 plus 3, but I can't do that. I actually have to distribute here first. So that becomes negative 8, then 3 times 4x is plus 12x, 3 times negative 9 is minus 27. So now I can combine like terms. I have 12x, and then negative 8 minus 27. Negative 8 minus 27 right away would give me negative 35. So minus 35, and I am done. So remember, you cannot simplify outside the parentheses until you distribute. So example 6, same thing here. I have to distribute here first. What am I distributing? A negative 5. So I bring down my 9x. Then negative 5 times 4x is negative 20x. So I'm going to subtract it. A negative 5 times negative 3 is a positive 15. So I'm going to add it. And then I bring down the plus 10. So now 9x minus 20x. 9 minus 20 gives me negative 11. So negative 11x, and then 15 plus 10 is plus 25, and I am done. Okay? And the last one here. When you look here, do I have to distribute anywhere? I have to distribute here. I have to distribute here. So right away, negative 3x times 7x is going to give me negative 21x squared. Remember, x times x is x squared. Then negative 3x times 5x is negative 15x, so I'm going to subtract it. Now this is a tricky one. Negative 2 times 9 is negative 18, but x times x squared is x to the third. So I'm going to go ahead and bring down that minus 18x to the third. Okay? So now, right away here, when I do the next one, negative 2 times negative 6 is positive 12. X times x is x squared. Since it's positive, I'm going to bring it down and add it. Then finally, negative 2x times 10 is going to give you negative 20x. Since it's negative, I bring it down and subtract it. So now, negative 18x to the third is by itself, so I bring it down. Negative 21x squared plus 12x squared, if I go to my calculator, it would give me negative 9x squared. Then, negative 15x minus 20x, if I use it in the calculator, negative 35x. And I am done. Okay? Go ahead, try the practice worksheet, and let us know if you have questions.